Welcome student on another video lecture. Today's topic is good collection practices for medicinal plant. So it comes under the guidelines for good agriculture practices section 3, that is good collection practices for medicinal plant. In that first point is permission to collect. In some countries, collection permits other documents from government authorities and landowners must be obtained prior to collecting any plant from the wild. So, whenever the plant material or herbal raw material is collected from wild sources, in that case, in some countries, it requires collection permit and documentation from government authorities and landowners. Then only the person who are dealing with that particular herbal raw material or required that particular herbal raw material for manufacture of any formulation from that herbal raw material, then the proper collection permit should be taken and the documentation should be complete. Sufficient time for the processing issuance of this permit must be allocated at the planning stage. The planning should be such that, because after collection of that herbal raw material the processing is done, and for processing also there is it requires a permit, and for that reason proper planning should be done so that the complete documentation and permission should be ready with the person who want to collect that particular herbal raw material for preparing any formulation. Then the collection should be done at required time whenever there is necessary of that herbal raw material and a good time for its collection or harvesting of that particular herbal raw material, that should be collected at that time only. For that reason proper planning and documentation as well as permission should be taken by the collector. For medicinal plant material intended for export from the country of collection, export permit and phytosanitary certificates, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES permit for export and import, CITES certificate for re-export and other permits must be obtained when required. So those medicinal plant which are in endangered species and it will not destroy the fauna and flora, means it will not destroy or cause any disturbance or damage to the plant life as well as animal life, that should be taken into consideration, and that conventional on international trade in endangered species of wild fauna and flora permit should be taken for dealing with that medicinal plant which is endangered, so as to preserve that medicinal plant species. Second is technical planning. Essential information on target species. Whatever the drug or herbal raw material that should be undergoing cultivation, collection, harvesting and finally used for manufacturing of herbal formulation, the complete essential information of that particular target species should be collected. For example, the geographical distribution where that particular drug is generally found, in which area that occurs, population density, how much quantity of these species are available on that particular area, taxonomy, what is the taxonomical classification of that drug, in which kingdom genus, order, species, family that particular drug belong. That complete classification information should be collected. Distribution, after that phenology is the study of how seasonal and climatic variations impact on the periodic events in life cycle of plant or animal. So whatever the seasonal or climatic variations that will impact on that particular herbal drug, that also find out. Genetic diversity, reproductive biology, which method of reproduction is followed by that particular plant. It requires vegetative reproduction or it requires a sexual method of reproduction or sexual method of reproduction, which method is followed by that plant. That information also should be collected. Ethnobotany means the people in that particular region or area using that particular herbal raw material, for which purpose they are using, that also find out. That information or data should be obtained. Data about the environmental conditions, what are the environmental conditions that are required for that particular plant, including topography. Topography is a study of physical feature and shape of Earth's surface, which includes various landforms such as mountains, valleys, hills, because most of the drugs they are found in on mountains, hills, or some, for example, senna, it is cultivated in Tini Valley. So which type of land structure it is needed for its cultivation, that information also should be collected. Geology, study of structure of earth, soil, climate, which type of soil conditions are required, whether it requires red loamy soil or humus soil or sandy soil, which type of soil, what is the, how much fertility it requires, what is the pH of that particular soil that plant is requiring. Climatic conditions, temperature, humidity conditions, altitude, all these are find out. Vegetation at prospective collecting site should be collated, means whether that particular site is favorable for prospective cultivation and collection of that particular herbal drug, that should be find out and presented in a collection management plan. So all these information is collected and a proper technical planning should be done, that how much all the sequence of events are done so that the particular plant is cultivated and collected, harvested, and the processing is done, and finally it will be transported and storage in particular storehouses, so that the particular formulation should be prepared from that particular drug. So complete management plan, how all the activities or events are managed, and the necessary information which is required to follow each and every step, that information is collected, and a complete management plan is prepared up to from the selection of that particular species up to the storehouse facility, so that it will be reached to the manufacturing area as and when required. That includes technical planning of that particular herbal raw material. Next point is selection of medicinal plant for collection. Select and authenticate plant species for collection. Many times the plant is collected from wild sources, then which plant is needed, according to that it is selected and authenticated, so that the collection procedure is followed. Or sometimes the manufacturer will supply the propagation material to the cultivator, and they will cultivate that particular species, and after cultivation and collection, the raw material is collected from this cultivator by the manufacturer. Or sometimes some species or some plants are cultivated as such and they are sent to the market, and from the market these particular herbal drugs they are collected. So different ways are used for different plant, but important thing is whatever the plant is undergoing cultivation or collection, the species or botanical variety selected for cultivation and collection should be same as specified in National Pharmacopoeia or recommended by other authoritative national document of other countries. So it should be a official drug in pharmacopoeia or any national document of other country. If national documents are not present, the selection of species or variety is done as specified in pharmacopoeia. If national documents are not there, then it should be present in pharmacopoeia. The species should be specified in pharmacopoeia or other authoritative documents of other countries. In newly introduced medicinal plant, the species or botanical variety selected for cultivation should be identified and documented as the source material. If the newly introduced drug is there, then it should be collected and documented as source material and should describe in traditional medicine of original country. What is the origin of that particular species? It will be described as a traditional medicine of that original country. A voucher botanical specimen should be submitted to a regional and national herbarium for identification in case of first registration of medicinal plant in producer's country. So if the newly invented or identified species or document drug is there, then it should be sent to the botanical specimen and submitted to the regional national herbarium for its identification and first registration of medicinal plant in producer's country. Or in case of doubt regarding the identity of botanical species, if possible, a genetic pattern should be compared to that with authentic specimen. Then the genetic pattern of that particular herbal material should be compared with authentic specimen, and the botanical identity should be documented in the registration file. So whatever the herbal raw material that is undergoing cultivation and collection, proper selection and identification and authentication of that document should be done. Now fourth point is personnel involved in good agriculture practices should receive adequate training and education related to nature of work being carried out. Whatever the activities which are going from seed selection, cultivation, collection, harvesting, post-harvest processing, packaging, storage, transportation, all these are done by the labor. So the labor should be educated well, and proper formal and informal practical training and information or knowledge should be given to the personnel who are handling all these activities. The staff who works with plant material must have a high degree of personal hygiene, because all the staff or workers they are handling with the plant material which is used to produce a herbal formulation that will be used for treating certain diseases. So personal hygiene is very important, and high degree of personal hygiene is necessary for the persons who are dealing with all the activities related with herbal drug. Agrochemicals are applied by properly trained personnel working protective clothing, overalls, gloves, helmet, goggles and face mask. All these should be worn by the worker who are applying the agrochemicals. Staff with infectious diseases should not be allowed in the room in which they come in contact with plant material. Those workers who are suffering with any infection or any infectious diseases, such workers are not come in contact with plant material. The personnel should be trained regarding the equipments used. Whatever the equipments which are required for complete processing of herbal raw material, they should be trained regarding the need of equipments. Cleaning containers should be used during harvest. The container should not be contaminated with previously harvested medicinal plant and other foreign matter. So the container should be clean and it should not be contaminated with previously harvested material, otherwise adulteration will occur in that herbal raw material. So previously harvested material is mixed with the current herbal raw material. So to prevent that adulteration, the container should be clean and it should be free from previously harvested medicinal plant material. The plastic container, if the plastic containers are used, any retention of moisture that lead to growth of mold. Hence, the plastic containers if are used, they should be clean and dried so that there will be no contamination of plastic containers. The containers not being used should keep dry in area free from insect, rodent, birds and other pests and unreachable to livestock and domestic animal. Whatever the containers they are not in use, that container should be clean and in dry condition and also free from insect, rodent, birds, pest and other livestock and domestic animal to prevent the contamination. So all these are the 4 points which comes under good collection practices. These are the guidelines for good collection practices of herbal raw material. In next lecture we will see about the next section of guidelines of good agriculture practices. Till then, thank you.